Hey friends, today we're at 7203 Henson Farms Way in Summerfield, North Carolina, and I want to talk to you about what to look for in a home, especially when you're looking at buying higher end price points. We're going to act like you're my client, and I'm going to tell you the things to start looking for when you're looking at buying a home. I hope you will subscribe, like, and follow so you can keep up with what we're doing every week. So let's start. This home was built in the early 2000s here in an area called Henson Farms, which is in Summerfield again, which is north of Greensboro, North Carolina by about 20-25 miles. A lot of people move out here because of the lawns, the houses are bigger, you have a lot more space, you have a lot of neighborhood pools and tennis courts, and it's just a great lifestyle. I lived in Summerfield for 5 years and absolutely loved it. So if you're thinking about moving to the area, I'm happy to talk to you about it. But let's get back to this house. So this house was actually listed by some friends of mine, MJ Taylor and Stephanie Fisher. Basically, again, this was a high-end luxury home in the early 2000s when luxury became a bigger thing here in the Piedmont Triad. You know, when you're looking at properties, a lot of people will shy away from things that are outdated. But I don't want you to do that because there's a lot of quality workmanship in homes that are like this, that are older, but have a ton of potential. So let's talk about them. First, hardwood floors, they're very expensive now to put in. So if you can find a home that has hardwoods already, even if they're in bad shape, remember you can always refinish them and restain them to even the color that you want. You can look at doors. Believe it or not, doors in a luxury home are gonna be heavier, bigger, taller. That's one way you're gonna know when you've got quality workmanship in a home. Other details to look for are things like the moldings and the trim work. For instance, the baseboard here is taller than standard. So standard is usually about 3 inches. This, of course, is more than double that. Again, a great trait to look for. If you see this, you can be like, oh yeah, they put a lot of thought and a lot of money into those details. This is an interesting home because again, a lot of people would say it's outdated. You've got outdated brass fixtures, but that's an easy fix, right? You can actually go and get a different type of light fixture that would be brighter and bigger and give this home some wow. So the minute you walk in, you're like, oh my gosh, what a beautiful home. Don't walk away from a home just because it's got outdated fixtures or some other outdated features. So let's go on in. So this home has this gorgeous front entryway with this massive dining room. So it's dark because of this dark moody blue, which is very pretty, but a lot of people don't love the dark tones because it feels so dark and heavy. So just lightening this up would be a great way to make the space more luxurious. Look at the crown molding. Another thing to look for. Just the trim work alone, the carpentry work, is very valuable in this home. You'll even see it along the walls in the dining room where they have the extra trim outs. Again, that's not standard here. Something to think about when you're looking at a home, whether you want to update it, because to build this particular home, it's about 4,500 square feet. To build it in today's standard would probably be about 1.5, whereas right now it's 8, it was about 8.5. So walking in, you're gonna have this huge living area. This is fabulous. Gas logs, lots of space for entertaining, great TV room if you want it with these beautiful tall windows. Again, these are features you don't get in lower end homes. Having high windows with even the transoms at the top, those are great details that you don't want to miss out on when you're looking at a home. These larger case openings make the home feel like it's an open concept, even though it was built really before open concept became a thing. So let's talk about this kitchen. This style was very popular here in the early 2000s. Everybody was doing white cabinets and dark countertops. When you look at it now, you're like, oh my gosh, it's outdated. Well, guess what? Let's say you don't have 40 or 50 grand to redo the cabinets and the countertops. Just putting in light countertops in this space and redoing the sink would be amazing. It would be so much better than these dark countertops. If you can do both, it would be great. Adding a bigger gas stove. Again, these are things that can be fixed. A lot of people overlook it and they say, oh, this is outdated and I don't want it. Yes, it's outdated, but you're also getting a better value and you're not spending 1.5 million, you're only spending 850. So again, an easy fix, putting in white quartz countertops, getting one big sink, adding tile backsplash. For the life of me, I still don't know why they didn't do a backsplash in here, but they didn't back then. If you can change out the cabinets, it actually gives a better, bigger, more luxurious feel. So MJ, the listing agent, she actually designed the space and said, hey, this is what the kitchen could look like if you wanted to spend the money. This is a great idea. So if you're thinking of selling a home and you have an outdated kitchen, do it this way. Show people what it could look like. Give them the idea and say, okay, you know what? It looks like this now, but but it could look a whole lot different if you just have some creativity. I've learned in real estate that a lot of people cannot think past what they see. They don't understand there's opportunity. So that's where it helps you and it helps buyers if you can help them see the opportunity. Another feature of this home that I would call out to you if you're my buyer client is the fact that it has a central vac system. A lot of people don't know what that is. They're not doing it quite as much anymore, but essentially it's great. You have a hose and a part that sweeps and it plugs into the wall and it sucks everything out into a container in the garage. So you're not carrying a big heavy vacuum around the house with you. Again, this was a detail done back in the early 2000s, definitely a luxury detail back then. It's still a great feature today if you can find a house with it. Okay, check out this master suite. It is massive. Big, beautiful windows, lots of area. You can have a ton of furniture in here, or you can be a minimalist and keep it very modern by not having a lot, but still the space feels inviting and cozy. Look again at the trim at the ceiling. It's very well done. Yes, the colors are outdated, but that's okay. Paint makes a world of difference. So think about that. And when you're looking at rooms, plug into your mind, oh, you know what? I don't like the color trim. That's okay. It can be changed. Going into the master bath, a lot of people would bypass on this house and say, Melody, I cannot stand this. This needs way too much work. Okay, so let me tell you a couple things. One, this actually had counter height cabinetry before it became popular. Back in the early 2000s, they weren't really doing that very much. So this is higher. So you could replace just the countertops if you want to do something white to make this more modern, or you could, of course, tear them out and do something totally different. But these are actually quality cabinets and a quality countertop. So it's not bad. Don't disregard it just because it's not your taste. Flooring. Flooring is one of the first things you can tell that outdates a home, and it can be easily redone. Redoing this bathroom in all white would be amazing, but think about it, even in 30 years, it's gonna be outdated again. Like some of my other videos talk about, make sure when you're doing remodeling that you're thinking about, okay, what's going to last and be a better design long-term? So let's talk about this jetted tub. A lot of people don't like jetted tubs because the jets can be prone to breaking. That's fine. If you decided, hey, I want to buy this home because it's got a lot of space, it has a beautiful yard, it's a great price point, tear this all out. You could do a freestanding soaking tub, a larger shower, because the shower is on the smaller side here. But again, look at the size of this room. You have a ton of space to completely remodel it to make it what you want it to be. If you're buying a home and you see something like outdated shower doors and outdated tile, and those are things that can easily be fixed. There are actually people who paint tile. I've never done it. I usually just pull it out and replace it. But I've replaced a ton of shower doors and it can immediately elevate the space. So don't let this be a turnoff for you just because it's older. Okay, let's talk about the closet now. You guys know I love a good master closet. So back then, this would have been very, very modern. I know you're probably looking at it going, wow, it's a little outdated, but look at the amount of space. Space is one thing, it's hard to add. So if you have it to begin with, it's much easier to remodel with it. This could all be torn out and you could put in a beautiful California closet system. Not a problem. Just tear out the center part, put cabinetry in the middle, which would open this up as well. Lots of space. You have a his and a her side, which is really important. Okay, so another feature I love about this home is the brick patio. That tends to be the norm in Summerfield. Again, we have a lot of luxury properties. Brick patios are expensive and they are great because usually they hold up over time. And they just, again, elevate the space. You could even extend it. Put an outdoor grill, outdoor kitchen. A lot of people do hardscaping now. This is a great location for it. Another great thing is the fact that this lot is flat. It is hard to find a lot of flat land in North Carolina because we have so many different types of terrain. And so having a flat lot is a great feature for a home. A lot of people ask about putting a pool in here in Summerfield, and there is one problem with putting in pools in a lot of them that I want to talk to you about. I have to educate my clients often on well and septics. If you're not in the city of Greensboro, you're gonna have to have your own well and septic, which again, these do. They also have these things called drain lines. Drain lines can extend very far. So the majority of people in Summerfield, they're not able to put their own pool in unless they get those drain lines relocated, which can be done, but it's expensive. That's why a lot of these bigger neighborhoods have their own big neighborhood pools because they can't have them in their yard, which can be disappointing. So think of it this way. You may not have your own pool in your backyard, But you don't have to take care of it every single week. You can just go to the neighborhood pool and enjoy seeing your friends and family there.